some fire in my house. You know, they blew up his house or whatever. They didn't blow the whole house up. They didn't make that much of a bitch when Malcolm house got blowed up. You remember that shit? When they blew Malcolm house up, what did they do about it? They didn't do jack shit. They played it up in the paper. But now with this drug shit, when these cats did that to the kid June, they made a big issue out of it. You see what I'm saying? So they care more about this type of shit than they do about somebody kicking knowledge. I hope y'all getting the message, man. And I'm going to show you how they got raided. This is how they got raided here. This is the raid here on the store. Y'all see the raid? Y'all got that? Mm-hmm. And like they say, you know, women are emotional and watch what you do with a woman. It was a woman that ratted them out. Look at her, Deborah. Go to the female right there. You see her? Mm-hmm. See, so you gotta watch what you do with these women, man, because they working with the devil. You know what I'm saying? They'll tell you 1 minute, yo, I'm with you, this and that, and the third, and you know the next time you look around, they got the white man at your door. So you know you gotta watch what you do with them. I'm just going through a little science here, like I said, the poke, coke, dope, and smoke. We going to the lowest degree of it now. This is Johnny, what's his name, Kong, the Chinese guy, which was one of the biggest heroin distributors in the ghetto. See, he was also connected with Wu. I'm going to show you Wu in a few seconds. Okay, this is the Queen connection. You get that there? Queen's connection. And here's Wu right here. See Wu? You see him on the side? Get Wu. It says 800 and what, y'all? 20 tons or pounds?
Yeah.
When it says
820 pounds of heroin.
Okay, so that was distributed in car tires. So you know if they stopped that much, how much did they let get past? And now they hooking it up, whereas they got this thing called synthetic drugs. So they not even growing it no more. They just making it in factories. You know what I'm saying? So getting right along with that, and I just want to show y'all a little more information on here. This was one of the youngest kingpins hit Brooklyn. His name was O'Keefe. Baby, look at little O'Keefe. They shot him 4 times in the head. This was in Brownsville. See, Brownsville never ran, never will, man. It's been hard in Brownsville since I was a kid, man. That's where Iron Mike is from. You know what I'm saying? It's for some reason, that little collaboration of Cypher out there, man, it is rough, man. If you can survive in Brownsville, you survive anywhere. Because a lot of us from Bed-Stuy, we didn't even want to go out there until the guards started populating, because that's who sold it up. You had guards out there like Akbar, you know, Bulletproof and all them, you know what I'm saying? Them cats, he kept them cats in check, because they was real gangsters. You understand what I'm saying? That's why they say, who the biggest gangster is? G.O.D. You don't mess with no guard, man. Keep it real. Y'all better recognize and understand what I'm telling you right now. This is real shit here. But like I said, that was one of the young kingpins. This was a woman here that they had a raid in her house in Washington Heights. And the cop told her to drop the gun, and he shot, in his friendly gunfire, shot his own boy. But they charged her with the murder of the police. This was in Washington Heights. Like I said, the poke, coke, dope, and smoke. The poke, dope, coke, and smoke. It all relates to how they oppress us, man. This is what's going on now. That's why I'm taking you from the highest to the lowest now. Showing you how it affected us. Okay? We're going to get into it today. I got a lot of stuff we're going to go through in this survey here. This is my book here. This is the book called Misery, Pain, and Death. That's the name of this book here. This book here, you ain't got to focus in on, I'm just showing you. This is Misery, Pain, and Death. And I made a lecture out of this. But this is a book I created with a lot of the drug people. Now, it also hits those of the clergy. Here's Lawrence Taylor. Can't never stop. But I mean, he was the baddest quarterback. Man, he was sacked. Man, listen. If Lawrence Taylor caught you, he grabbed you by your what's the name of that thing in the front part of the mask of the guard? Man, and he'll drag you with that shit, and the referee would never even see it. Pop your fucking head off. But he was affected, man.
Breaking bones.
He was affected. And I'm going to show you what the paper drew up. Look at the fun that they made of him after all the money he made for them. Look at that big piece of cocaine on his neck. See what they do, Sha? Mm-hmm. Put the big piece of cocaine on his back to show you the respect they have for Mr. Taylor. You know, but that's how that go. So, there ain't no escaping this, man. And just like 2 weeks ago, Bush admitted, you know, that he got high. I mean, so I would say they got a leader that's in existence now with his cowboy hat on, that he needs some NA sponsoring, man. He really needs help. He needs to go to a meeting or something. I know he still get high. You see how red his eyes be when he make his speeches? He still get high, man. So they, you know, they got him leading the country. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, coke, dope, and smoke. And it all goes back down to us, man. Now, this is the effect it does. Back in the days, a brother bust his mom's in the head with a ball bat. Because she wouldn't buy him a hit. Bust in the head with a ball bat. Bust the brains out. But now usually this happens because a person is already oppressed like this. It ain't the drug that really kicks that off. See, he was already backwards. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not to kill his mother at that time of being oppressed. But being oppressed and using that drug, it caused him to do that. So this is what I'm propagating for y'all to stay away from. 4 years old, he bring 480 vials of this shit to school. You see what I'm saying? All it is misery, pain, and death for us, man. That's the outcome of that. Misery, pain, and death, man. We're not going to win against the drug war, man, because it's not designed for us to win. It's designed for us to lose. You understand? No. They say, well, make a little drug money, go into the rap game, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But that's how we're going to wrap that up. Now, enough for the lower part of that cipher. Like I showed you, they run around and they say, well, you know, the World Trade Center got hit. Bin Laden, whatever. You know, Wall Street got blew up in 1920. There it go right there. The Russians did it. Get a good shot of that, y'all. They blew that shit up. Russian terrorists. Russian terrorists. I repeat it again. See? Y'all got it clear? For the people can see it in the public? All right. Do a little read off here. It says, the country's financial center is shaken by a tremendous explosion. The mangled remains of the unfortunate horse and the wagon carrying the bomb are near the foreground in this photo, published the following day at noon on September 16, 1920, outside the headquarters of J.P. Morgan. Then I just got through showing y'all that book, right? I showed y'all that book. Where is it at? Let me make sure. Put that right there. Here it goes. Outside the office of J.P. Morgan. That's why I said that's the importance of reading this. That's where the bomb was placed at. And company, the banking giant at 23 Wall Street. The blast killed about 140 people and injured more than 490. And it left scars in the building that are still visible. This was a period of real and purported among the communist plots. The Bolsheviks had seized power in Russia less than 3 years earlier. Regardless of what they say, man. There you go. Yeah, go through it, Sha. But you know they see it right now. They're showing you the actual fact. That's what I'm talking about. The dope, coke, and smoke, man. All of this is drama that's going down. You understand? This is how they laying it down. Okay, not me. The international Jew that I told y'all that we was going to go through, listen to a little bit of this. You can punch it in your internet. Behold the international Jew. And that would be, just go to Behold the International Jew. All right, knowledge, men, Jew, Gentile, speak out regarding international Zionist conspiracy. Okay, it says here, the place played by the international Jew in the subjugation of the black people of Africa has been one of satanic fury from the very beginning. It was the Jewish merchants of New England who brought the first blacks to America and sold them as slaves to the southern plantation owners. Yet it is a fact which honest historians must recognize that most of the blacks who came to America as slaves were far better off on the plantations of the South than they would have been under black control in Africa. That's bullshit. The same is true today in every black country which has come out from under for region colonialism. In 1860, between brother and sister war was begun in the United States over the issue of slavery. Our history books say it was waged because of the economic problems, because no country could exist half slave and half free. But when the war finally came to an end, after 5 bitter years, the international Jew had accomplished his purpose. Abraham Lincoln, one of our greatest presidents, as they say, who had warned against Pharisee money controlled, and who had attempted to issue honest constitutional money, lay dead of a bullet fired by a Jewish assassin, John Wilkes Booth. a Marxist, how you say that shot? Marxist? Yeah, Marxist Jew. As this nation tottered and floundered after the war, the first civil rights acts took place in Louisiana. It was railroaded through the legislature by the so-called carpetbaggers. The year was 1868. Even though the Louisiana civil rights legislation ended in miserable failure, it was one of the first major steps taken by the Jews in order to control the South. There were many other highlights to follow. By the time the 14th Amendment was railroaded through Congress in 1868, the South was in chaos. The 14th Amendment added to this chaos and brought damage to the United States. It helped change America from a republic to a democracy, to a socialist state. Look at the names behind the liberal legislation and you will find names such as Javits, Rabinkov, stooges sitting on what once was the most august legislative body in the world. The Jews were behind the founding of the National Association of Colored People, more popularly known as the NAACP, or as one wag rightly said, the National Association for the Agitation of Colored People. Oh, this is crazy. Oh, this is real crazy. The NAACP was begun by a Jew named Spingarn. Pardon me. It had a slow start because the Americans of 1905 were still a rugged, free-thinking people who had not yet been brainwashed by Jewish propaganda in the media and in their churches. From 1905 to 1965, two Spingarns, father and son, Joel and Arthur, headed this supposed by black organization. The vice president was another Jew, Rabbi Solomon. In 1965, still another Jew, Kivi Kalin, took over this organization. The purpose of this organization was pure and simple. It was a Jew trick to incite the blacks against the whites. It had very little to do with helping black people. On one of its brightest lights was a Marxist Negro. See, now that part right there is bull crap. Because it didn't put blacks against whites. It made them do what? They wanted to integrate. You know what I'm saying? So that they putting the flamboozle in there right there. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just showing y'all a little science here. When you go into Behold the International Jews, it's going to go into a lot of other stuff. You know, dealing with the Pope and etc. But like I said, that's you can flash in onto that shot and let them be aware of that. You know what I'm saying? International Jews. Yeah, so they can get into that. And, we're going to deal with some oppressed gangsters right now that came under the religion of the Catholics. Bonnie and Clyde, whereas Clyde was a faggot. You know what I'm saying? They showed that in the movie. They was bank robbers. Ma Barker and boys. This was a lady here, Ma Barker. She was having sex with all her sons. I think that's Floyd, her husband there. They was crazy. They killed police and they was bank robbers. You got it? Got it. Okay. This is another one here, Pretty Boy Floyd and Machine Gun Kelly in the Devil World. You know what I'm saying? These the gangsters they had coming out of the Caucasian oppressed world because they didn't have no money. They was robbing banks like a motherfucker, man. You know, but they don't bring these up. They constantly throw them up and throw our people in our face and tell us how crazy they was and the things they did and robbed. And this one here is John Dillinger, Public Enemy #1. You know what I'm saying? He was in Chicago. They killed him in a movie theater, 1934. I forgot the date, but it was in 34 when they caught him. A lady squealed on him. Okay. And enough for that. Dealing with, like I said, the drugs. They had, you know, we had the brother from Wu-Tang, you know, I call him, you know, God, but they, you know, old dirty bastard. But they put in the New York Post, you know, dead dirty bastard, man. He gonna live forever, man. That's our brother right there, man. You know what I'm saying? And it goes off the hook. His lyrics, he rapped like similar to Ghostface against the beat. You know, Instagram, I remember when he had, I'm the one man army 8 song. I've never been taken out. The MC's been looking out. I drop signs, they gods be dropping babies. I'm making a nigga go crazy. You know what I'm saying? But that's the God right there, man. You know what I'm saying? And he gonna always be in the light of the sun right there. You know, that's freedom enough through there, man. You know, great brother. And this bullshit they put here, dead dirty bastard, that just show you the racistness about him. Then they said 3,000 came to his funeral to mourn. But now, yet and still, they'll put that in there. But now, you know how many papers they sold by putting him in this newspaper? They made money off of this. See, so at the same token, by them degrading them, they use them to get currency for it. And I'm just showing up. This is what they've been doing to us for 400 years. Just like the music that he made, the records that he